Hey, this is Rene, welcome back to another video on this channel, and today I want to talk about the mql5 market EAs again. I want to talk about some general topics that you should consider or have in your mind before purchasing any product in the mql5 market. So I talked about EAs here a lot. I did a lot of reviews. I tried to rebuild some of these EAs. I recently published a video where I showed how you can even fake backtesting results, so it looks really good, but of course this cannot be replicated in the future, and it seems to be the case that some of these EAs here in the market make use of this concept. So they take historical data, they put it in the EA, or the EA receives these data in some form. I think there are several ways to do so, and then you just create a really beautiful backtest. But in the future, of course, nobody can foresee the future. Nobody can, nobody knows the future, and so also no program knows the future. And when you ask me, I do not think there is a stable way to see the future or analyze or predict the future, even if you use some artificial intelligence or machine learning algorithm. So what happens is with these EAs, let's have a look at some of the most rated EAs here. For example, right now we have a really interesting case with this Bonita EA. The Bonita EA is surprisingly long, already in the top ranks of the mql5 market. And I want to show you one important thing. So the funny thing is that the salesperson here is really open so far with the live trading performance. But first of all, let's have a look at the backtest here. And I mean, I did a video where I tested this program in detail. So if you're interested, just go back and watch it. But here you can see, for example, this is a backtest that is published on the sales page on mql5, and you can see the profit factor is 344, and there are literally no losing trades. And if you think about this doesn't really make sense, because there is no way to predict the future. So you always have to be really careful with this. And now if we have a look at the live signal that we have here for this account, you can see it is in profit by really a lot, and it's looking really great. But I want to show you one thing, and you should always have a look for these things when you consider buying a program. You can look at the equity here if there is a live signal, and you will see two lines here. The first one is, or the blue one is the balance line, and the green one is the equity. And for those of you who do not know what the difference is, so the balance is taking into account all the closed positions. So whenever a position is closed, this balance line will be adjusted, and it will be, of course, either a profit or a loss. So the balance line will increase or decrease. In this case, it is pretty much only increasing, which kind of means that we never close a trade when it is losing. And this, on the other hand, means that this is usually a EA that will keep all the trades open until they are in profit. And once they are in profit again, the trades will be closed at some point. But this also carries a huge risk, and this is what we can see in the green line, the equity line. So the equity is not only taking into account the closed positions, but also the open positions. So you will see at some point the equity line is below the blue line. This might be only a little bit or a huge percentage of the overall performance, where the equity is way below the balance. And right now, at the current point in time, we can also observe this behavior here when we have a look at these two lines. So right now, when I'm recording this video in June 2023, we can see that the equity is way below the balance. So if we have a look at the balance is staying at 18,362 for now, I think over a month or so. And the equity is way below this. So the lowest point was 14,000 something. So we had a drawdown, and this is what we can call a drawdown of 4,300 roughly. So this means this was a drawdown of I don't know, 20% or so, which is not too much. But the problem is that this EA is now just waiting for this position to recover. So I assume that this EA will do nothing in the future until this position recovers. And at this point, I mean, this is my opinion. You can have a different opinion, but in this point, it is just luck. It is completely up to luck. I mean, this trade is open for over a month, and personally, I do not think that 1 month ago the EA or the algorithm planned this trade to take 2 months and then be closed in profit. So at this point, it's just luck. I mean, the currency pair or the trade might go well, and then, of course, these two lines would be close to each other again, and the balance line would increase. But if this trade would not go well, this green line would decrease more and more and more, and at some point the broker would say, okay, the risk is too high, we will close this position by force, and then the balance will drop in one dramatic movement. And this is usually when these EAs in the mql5 market will then get removed from the market, and then the salesperson in fact sold a lot of copies. Like if we have a look at this is sold at like, he makes like 50k, or if we have a look at the MT4 version, also he makes like 50 to 100k every single month selling this product. And he can do it as long as the trades are going well. So for the salesperson, you kind of have to understand there is no risk in selling this EA, because he can sell it, people will buy it, he gets the money, which is kind of safe if the people use the program and don't give it back. And then at some point when the program or the signal crashes, he doesn't really have this advertising statement anymore, and then he can just take the EA from the market, no risk at all, no money lost. He just made a lot of money, and he can think about creating a new program which does pretty much exactly the same. He can just change the name, he can set up a new signal, and after 1 or 2 months, if the signal is going good, he can launch another program and people will buy the program again. Because there's another thing that I realized since I observe the the overall mql5 market, is that a lot of people are really, don't wanna insult people too much, but people are kind of dumb and they just buy something without knowing what's going on, because people are greedy. People just see the quick money and they like to not think about the risks. But when you see something like this, where the equity is below the balance, you can be pretty sure that this is a high-risk system, and it's going well until it doesn't anymore, and then it crashes, and then most likely this EA will vanish from the market. We've seen this with multiple EAs in the past, and it will happen again and again and again in the future, because it's a great concept for the salespersons in the mql5 market to make money. And we can have a look at some of the other EAs. For example, this trade GPT, it was offline for some time. Now it's back again. There's also a live signal. You can see here it's completely the same. Like the balance is only increasing. Then we have periods where the equity is below the balance. But at some point, I mean, you can either be lucky or unlucky. And if the position recovers, the balance will increase, of course. If it doesn't, at some point the EA will vanish from the market. And also this guy makes like, I don't know, 30. I mean, last month, I think he sold like 100 copies. So he also makes like 30 to 100k every single month selling this program, risk-free pretty much. And we can have a look at another EA, which is also among the highest rated EAs. Had a look at this before in a separate video. This EA is actually pretty interesting because there are several strategies that you can use. But if we have a look at these signals, and this is, I mean, I like the honesty here. There were several signals, and it's great that you have the possibility to choose and trade different signals. But you can see not all of these signals are going great. Oh, actually just exchanged the signal accounts. So some of them were way worse when I did the last video. So you can look it up on my channel. So he just exchanged the signals. And this is also something that happens with the EAs sold on mql5. Like the salesperson is just using different accounts and is showing the account that is going well. So it's a good marketing strategy. Yeah, I mean, these accounts, a lot of these accounts or signals were worse when I had a look at this the last time, but yeah, he exchanged them. So yeah, just be really careful here. And yeah, also one thing that I realized is that, for example, for this trade GPT, EA, a lot of people are saying that the resets are really different from the backtesting resets, and they are stuck with open trades. And yeah, this is actually what I tried to explain. Like, these EAs all work kind of similar. They just open positions. They often leverage the positions if they are going. If they are losing, so they just build up bigger positions, which will increase the chance for a quick recovery, of course. But yeah, in the end, there's a big factor is always luck with these EAs. And yeah, these strategies are really simple, but not risk-free. And this is why you should really be careful. And it's not a bad thing if you observe like the live trading account for 1 or 2 months before actually purchasing one of these EAs, because sometimes you will see, for example, for this investment innovator EA, we just saw it that these accounts are just exchanged, and it's really easy. So if you see that the salesperson, the seller, is exchanging these EAs, it means that, yeah, I mean, it should be a warning signal for you, red flag, and you should ask yourself, is this really a reliable strategy, a reliable sales seller, and do I want to use my money and use it with this EA? So I hope this made some points clear when it comes to selling or using EAs from the mql5 market. Just be careful out there. Not everyone wants your best when it comes to the trading community. Actually, this is really corrupted, and this is why I always have, or why I often have problems to really be part of this trading community. I often ask myself, do I really want to be part of this community? Because yeah, you have to deal with a lot of people that you don't want to deal with. And yeah, just hope that most of us, or at least this channel, can be a place where we can exchange our opinions like honestly, without only thinking about our own profits. Okay, thanks for watching. Anyways, have a great time. Good trade. See you next time. Bye bye.